Welcome everybody to the Single and Stiletto Show. I'm Suzanne Oshima and I'm a matchmaker and dating coach at Dream Bachelor and Bachelorette, and I'm also the founder of Single and Stilettos. Today we have on our show Dwayna Welch, and she's the author of Love Factually, 10 Proven Steps from My Wish to I Do. And I'm so excited to have her here today because today we're talking about, do you have to be happy alone before you can be happy with a man? But before we jump into it, Dwayna, I would love for you to tell our audience a little bit about you and what made you come up with this book, Love Factually.
Thank you so much, Suzanne. Well, I am basically a person who, while being reasonably intelligent, just like all the ladies who are watching this today, was a disaster at love. Hopefully not like all the ladies watching this today. But the thing is, I actually had a PhD and I still wasn't doing all that well at finding Mr. Right. And that just seemed unfair. I even have a PhD in psychology, so it really seemed unfair. And one day it occurred to me, hey, maybe some other nerd has studied all of this, and maybe if I only knew the science better, I could benefit from it. So it turned out there wasn't just one other nerd. There were lots and lots of them. And so what I do in Love Factually is I help other people avoid the pain that I could have avoided had I only known. I show them 10 truly proven steps that gets them from any stage of not yet committed to fully committed.
Okay, so perfect. So let's jump into this topic. But before we do, ladies, I want to do something fun. Okay, so I want you to answer that question. Do you think you have to be happy alone before you can be happy with a man? Because my thought process is that you do have to be happy alone before you can be happy with the man. But Dwayna's going to contradict me. So Dwayna, tell our audience what the truth is.
Suzanne, I contradict you. Actually, I contradict most people on this, but I don't contradict any of the scientists.
Okay.
And I don't contradict my own experience now that I'm very happily married myself. The fact of the matter is, most of us really are not very happy alone. And I can explain why that is, but it is a fact. Most of us are really not that happy alone. So when you tell someone, well, if only you were happy by yourself, then you would be ready to find a partner, it's kind of, in my current view, knowing the science, it's kind of a version of single shaming. Well, you're not happy alone, there's something wrong with you. See, now that's why you're single. And actually, if you're not happy by yourself, isn't part of the reason you're dating because you're not actually completely happy by yourself? This is not the same thing as failing to love yourself. Dr. Brené Brown, whom I love, and I love her work, in her research, she's found it's actually true. You cannot love another person more than you love you. So it's very important for you to work on loving you. That's not quite the same thing, though, as being happy all by yourself.
Oh, see, now that you distinguish between the two, because now I agree with you, because one of the things that I run into a lot is women will say, oh, my life would just be perfect if I was just with somebody. And I'm like, well, no, you have to have the perfect life and be happy in that way. But you're distinguishing between the two, right?
Basically, I'm saying if at the end of the day you have a lonely pit in your stomach and a lonely pit in your heart where you feel the absence of a partner, but you still love yourself, you're normal. And that doesn't mean you're not ready for a partner. It shows that you need one. And I want to emphasize the word need there. When my daughter was about 6 years old, she's 13 now, so the aliens are landing and carrying her off for a few years. But when she was 6 years old, I remember her running home from school and going, Mom, 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 hey, we learned in school today something I bet you didn't know. We learned that people need love. They don't just want it, they need it. And I said, yeah, honey, I understand that. I know that. And she goes, no, Mom, no, I don't think you understand. They really need it. It's like air or food. They need it. She was right. That's what the science shows. Single people have a higher death rate from all causes than married people. And that's not just because, scientists used to think, well, that's because the people who stayed single forever, there was just something a little off about them. But actually, it doesn't matter why they're single. They could be widowed and have had a beautiful married life with someone else. They could be a young widowed person who's healthy. They could be somebody who's divorced. They could be somebody who's never married. Not getting married is actually associated with more risks to your longevity and your health than smoking a couple packs of cigarettes a day. So, it's not healthy, and most people are not as happy. Survey after survey finds the happiest people are married people. Again, this flies in the face of our current cultural lore that says, oh, marriage is just kind of a nice add-on. Science does not agree with that. And I challenge you to find science anywhere in the world that would agree with that.
Interesting. That is very, very interesting. But I don't think you're also saying, though, too, because I feel, for some reason, I like to feel what my audience is feeling.
Sure.
And I feel like my audience is feeling right now a little panicked, like, oh my God, now I need to get out there and meet the right guy and get married. And I just want to clarify that you're not saying just settle for anybody and just be with anybody.
It's all about not settling.
With the right person.
Yes. Oh, yes. Thank you so much for clarifying that. Yes, women do not settle. And in my book, I talk about exactly how to make sure that you don't settle. I want someone for you who is the right person, where you think every day, oh my gosh, I'm so lucky. And I have that, and I want that for all of you. And that's realistic. We're also told that, oh, you can't have that. Yes, you can. It is not the impossible dream.
So do you look at it, because what I always say is to women is that no one can complete you, but you want somebody that can complement your life. Is that basically what you're saying too?
We may be talking about the same thing here and just using different words. No one can completely make up for a lack of love that you feel about yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but conversely, a lot of the issues that single people chronically deal with, and we know from science, these issues include depression, anxiety, poorer physical health, feelings of loneliness, feelings of being overwhelmed financially and otherwise. We know that when you find the right partner, a lot of times it actually just poof, those problems actually do just go away.
And they're happier.
And yeah, those problems go away. Wouldn't you be happier if you weren't depressed, anxious, worried about your finances? I mean, doesn't that sound nice?
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of those things just go away. And more studies are now showing that actually women who are getting married are achieving more than women who aren't. And that was really surprising to me. But the data are indicating that women who are married have someone who is doing some of the heavy lifting in life for them, so they actually have more time where they can get their stuff done. That's definitely true in my married life. I know this book would not have happened without Vic. I do know people who are single who've written books, and I don't know how they did it. I couldn't have done it. But, when I'm in the middle of heavy writing, he just does all the housework for me. I mean, so I have more time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he is. He's awesome. Ladies, he's taken. You can't have him.
But I think it's also because I hear this a lot from men too, is they want to feel needed and be able to do those things for a woman, and the woman allowing the man to do that. And sometimes a woman could be so strong and independent and like, oh, I could do everything, that she kind of takes over everything. Ladies, let the man do these things and you'll be happier.
Yeah, interdependence is an undersold, underappreciated quality.
Exactly.
Have a soft, open heart ready for someone to take care of you a little bit, just like you're going to take care of him a little bit. Sometimes you're going to take care of each other a lot bit.
Exactly. Well, can you give our audience maybe 1 or 2 tips on getting out there if they're feeling this angst of I'm not really happy right now and I really want to meet the right man?
Yeah, I think that a lot of this involves working, kind of getting your head in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things is to understand our history as a species. The nutshell version of this is we did not evolve in isolation. We evolved in groups, and we evolved in partnerships. We are one of the only species in the world where our children need us, not just for a few months, not just for a few years, but actually for decades.
Mm-hmm.
And our kids need us now longer than they did 45,000 years ago. So this is only intensified. So I think one thing that'll help you is when you're feeling lonely to acknowledge, I'm feeling lonely right now, but that's actually natural and normal, and it doesn't show that I'm broken in any way. In any way, you are fine just the way you are, and a lot of those feelings are going to just dissipate when you find the right partner. They really will.
Well, good. I hope that gives the ladies some hope. So these have been some awesome tips. So, Dwayna, tell our audience how they can find you and where they can find your book.
Sure. So you can find my book and get a free chapter at www.lovefactually.co. Don't go to .com. It'll take you some weird place I don't even want to visit. So just go to lovefactually.co and you will see my smiling face and you will see, the endorsements and things. But the important thing on that page is to download the free chapter, because then you can tell whether you want my book and you can get some free information.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Great. Well, thanks everybody for joining us on the Single and Stiletto Show. Our show is available both in video format and podcast format. If you would like to view the videos, you can go to singleandstilettos.com, and if you would like to get the podcast, you can download it from iTunes. And if you would like to get our ebook on the secrets on where to meet men and the 65 best places to meet them, you can click right here on the video, or you can go to singleandstilettos.com.